You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry ChillyBoy Chilson, and this is my review for Nanny. Now, before we get into this review, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. Nanny is a 2022 horror thriller that was presented at the 2022 Denver Film Festival as an American Indie special presentation. It was also part of our Color of Conversation programming track this year. Written and directed by Nikiyatu Jusu, the film debuted at Sundance Film Festival early 2022. Follows a young African mother who takes a new job as a nanny in hopes to get enough money to bring her son to the United States. However, when a violent presence begins to invade not only her dreams, but also her reality, it threatens to ruin everything she's fought for. The film stars Anna Diop as our main character, as well as Michelle Monaghan. And while the film showcased here at the Denver Film Festival this past weekend to close things out, actually, it will be in select theaters starting November 23rd and will debut on Amazon Prime starting December 16th. Now, I had heard a lot about Nanny. Specifically, I had heard a lot of opinions about Nanny coming out of Sundance. It seemed opinions were really strong and vocal. But overall, the reception seemed positive. So I knew I wanted to check this film out. Thus, I tried to avoid everything else to do with it. I didn't know what the heck this film was about, other than presumably a nanny. Honestly, I think that's the best way to keep it. Avoid the trailers, don't go digging into synopsis. Just know you are in for an atmospheric ride when it comes to Nanny. While I don't think it's perfect by any means, it is a very strong debut feature from Jusu. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. We need to start with Jusu and her direction specifically because this film is expertly crafted. What a sure hand from a young woman who is on her first feature film and it's going to Amazon. What an amazing feat. And you can see the talent splashed all over here. Nikiyatu really creates this horrifying, tense, building atmosphere from the start that lasts pretty much until the finish. And when we're not just kind of looking around each and every corner, waiting for that pin to drop in the water, still maintains a really strong sense of direction and atmosphere in its own right. The cinematography is absolutely stunning. Some of the shots in here took my breath away. Gorgeous. Use of water and its metaphors throughout the entirety of the film were also expertly handled. Stunning directorial debut from Jusu. And honestly, the script is also really strong as well. So great work from her all around to craft such a beautiful film. Anna Diop is also fantastic in the leading role here. She really commands the screen and gives an amazing layered performance. She pulls off the scream queen type of aspects really well when she's in danger, when these otherworldly presence are closing in upon her. She's amazing there, but it's really her silent strength that she brings to her real world encounters that puts her performance over the edge. She's amazing. The whole cast is amazing. I don't think anybody, including the children, really turn in a bad performance. The chemistry's there. They all work to build this really authentic New York City. I also love that this film is kind of a love letter to the director and writer's mother. She said that her mother was somebody who worked a lot in domestic jobs, and you feel that throughout. It's a love letter to those folks who do these thankless jobs, who get screwed over, who get stepped on and overlooked. And I love that she gives her main character this extra sense of worth and self love, even as an audience member, feels empowering. And when we get to the more supernatural aspects, the designs, the special effects, the once again cinematography, it all looks amazing. Add that to the score, which is really effective, and it does a really good job as, particularly, I would say, more a thriller in that it keeps that tension high throughout, and it keeps you guessing. It keeps you as if you were on your toes, really wondering, what is this presence and how do we solve it? And then the ultimate resolve message, I think, is really beautiful, which I won't go into any further because you just need to witness it for yourself. And I also feel there is just the amount of Black rage sprinkled in, and the exploitation of Black rage is a very clear front and center commentary in the film. But even with our main character, I just love that one, we have a whole dialogue about rage in general and tying that into the Black mythology that is mentioned, but you can visibly see it manifesting within our main character. It's certainly not the most forefront of the topics and points of conversation here, but it's handled well enough and it's certainly present that you get the message. So then, what doesn't work when it comes to Nanny? My biggest complaint, honestly, is the ending. Not that I don't like how it ends, because I do, and I like the message specifically in the ending itself. However, everything unravels in this last little portion way too quickly. We get to that final resolution way too rapidly. All of a sudden, we're thrown different information, and the events of that information happen immediately, and we get this kind of cathartic resolve. And it would have worked so well if it just had 10 more minutes to breathe. And this is a rather short film. Clocking in at an hour and 37, I think we certainly could have added another 10 to 15 minutes to let the finality of it breathe and let the impact of that settle in. Because as it is, unfortunately, this really nice message and catharsis that takes place doesn't hit like you'd want it to, because it ends up feeling quite abrupt. I also think we could have gotten a little bit more of the mythology. As I've said, there are some extra human type of beings that are omnipresent throughout the film, and we get glimpses and we get just touches of their meaning and their purpose, but they all feel more metaphorical rather than truth. And I think we could have blended them in a little bit stronger. And I wish, particularly when it comes to this real breaking point moment for our main character, I wish they would have been better integrated in that moment. But overall, I think Nanny is a very strong film. It is very atmospheric. It does such a good job at just creating this wonderful, hauntingly ethereal atmosphere to it that I adored. It's stunning. It has amazing performances, and I certainly recommend giving it a watch once it does debut everywhere on Amazon Prime December 16th. So that was my review for Nanny. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Excited to see Nanny, or have you already seen it? Let me know your thoughts either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.